Lesson 4, Part 3, Third Declension Ross Nouns. Third declension Ross nouns are a bit more unusual than even some of the other third declension nouns. The last vowel of the stem can lengthen or drop out entirely. So these are listed top to bottom, even with the plurals. So just watch out for that. That way we can have an entire column of just one noun. That way we can compare them a little better. So go ahead and pause the video, see what observations you can make. Most of the irregularities are pointed out with colors, but see if you can make some observation about what's happening with those. Then once you're done, hit play again, and I'll go through some of these irregularities with you. All right, so first off, we've got poor is neuter, and so that's why we get an ah ending here instead of the s and os endings, and again, the ah ending down here. So that one's neuter, and that's also why, poor and poor are matching there. All right, martus loses its row in the nominative singular and gets a sigma ending instead. We would expect to see martur, but we don't. We see martus. All the other ones, we just drop the as. Puras, pur. Soteras, soter. Keras, ker. Some unusual things happening with verbs here, but all these other ones are ending with a row. That one ends with a sigma, so watch out for that guy. All right, for aster, aner, thugater, meter, and pater, pater. There we go. If there's an epsilon in the stem, it can drop out in the genitive singular, dative singular, and dative plural. So that's where these green spots are. Now you'll notice it didn't drop out here in auster. We got asteros and asteri, the epsilon stayed there, but it did drop out down here in the dative plural, astrasi. Thugater, thugatera, it did drop out here, thugatras, thugatri, thugatera, thugateres, thugateron, thugatrasi, thugateras, and same thing over here with mater and pater. Now, in the nominative singular, the epsilon has lengthened to an eta. That happens for all 5 of these ones over here. So the ones that have an epsilon before the row in the stem, they're going to have an eta in the nominative singular. Then there's an extra alpha in the dative plural before the ending because astrasi and andrasi and thugatrasi, it's just so difficult to try to say, so an a gets thrown in there. Then aner loses its delta in the nominative singular. It's not dare, it's aner. The delta has dropped out. It's disappeared. We don't know where it went. It's gone. Bye-bye. Okay, as usual, do not worry about memorizing the declining of these words. Just be able to recognize them. Now, thankfully, even though some weird things are happening in the stems, the endings are doing exactly what we would expect. Just the stems are doing weird things, so you should be able to recognize these just fine. Summary, be able to recognize the forms of each noun above.